morning. So
Good morning.
we thought this is Julie and Lewis, and we thought we'd give you a review of our Murvi. We've had it nearly 3 years.
Something like that.
I think we got it 2019, the autumn, just before the pandemic started. So we did go on a trip to Cornwall. And then we had sort of lockdown and everything, and we haven't really done a lot since. But I was looking on YouTube and I couldn't find any reviews or show and tells or anything on the Murvi. What one is ours?
It's a Pimento.
Pimento. So we thought we'd show you ours. So I'll just turn you round and you can have a look at her.
So if I take you round the side, we'll start sort of just round the back really. So this was not our spec, this was just how we bought it. So this is all the access to all the cooker, the toilet, water tank, and basically everything you really need to know. It looks a bit untidy when you've got it like this, but it's actually really handy. I mean, I had a problem with the fridge where it wouldn't light. I haven't got to take it out or anything. I just need to obviously have a look in the back. The pilot wouldn't stay alight, but it's all working now. That is the vents for the fridge. There's a cassette for the toilet. This is all accessible from the back. The tap comes out to make the shower, which can obviously be used for people with dogs or anything like that. You can hose everything down or wash shoes or anything really from round the back. Bathroom is quite good really for a 5.5 metre van. We're a bit cramped for space here, but I'll try. So that is the electric plug-in. It's got a 35 litre gas tank slung underneath, which is obviously LPG as the sticker says. That is the gas tap which turns off the actual feed from the tank, which sometimes on the Eurotunnel they ask you to turn off. It has got 2 valves underneath the sink unit, which I'll show you. One of the mods I've done is to change this lock. This is a fully stainless steel machined lock, so it's not made out of the sort of rubbishy sort of cast aluminium stuff they make them out of. It is drill proof, and also the bezel spins, so if you put grips on there you can't wrench it out of the door lock. I'll unlock it and just say what else I've done here. There is also down here there is a loom guard, because all the alarm, all the central locking and everything comes through this, and they have a habit of chopping them off. But this guard stops you putting anything into there. You might just be able to see it, which stops you putting any form of cutting stuff in there to cut that loom. Our one didn't come with alloy wheels, it's just got the steel wheels with hubcaps. But the actual spec of the vehicle is quite nice. It's got the heated screen, it's got aircon, it's got a DJI radio. I think it's called a Trend. The mirrors fold in, all that sort of stuff. It's got parking sensors front and rear. So it is quite a good spec.
We're the third owners, aren't we? So.
We're the third owners, yeah. The bonnet unlocks from here. Put the key in, turn it to the left, which jumps the catch, and then turn it to the right, and that actually undoes the safety hooking mechanism, so you can undo the bonnet. It's got a Fiamma F65S awning on it. It's just a wind out one. I'm considering getting the electric motor for it, but I don't know yet. Round this side, so this is the spec inside. Both the front seats swivel. It came with the ready-made carpets and everything. Fuel filler is just down here. There's no cap on it. It's got some sort of auto closing mechanism which just opens when you put the nozzle in. There is storage under here. There is also storage underneath the driver's door. On the driver's side there is a cubby hole down here that contains all the jack and the towing eye and things like that. And round here, that's the water filler, and that is the exhaust for the fridge to drain the water tank. There is a valve under there. That is the actual freshwater tank drainage, and underneath the step there is another one for the grey water. I'm sorry, my filming's not that great. So it's got the wind out step. And you go in here. So it's got storage up here, which we keep just the manuals. There is a small table put up there. There's rucksacks and various bits and pieces. As I say, the two front seats swivel. It's got lots of cupboards. We don't want our junk in. The cupboards and everything look quite plain, but they're very, very good in the sense of there is no trims or anything round. These are solid doors, sprayed. We have had 3 or 4 motorhomes now, and quite often all the edges, which are just like a Formica plastic trim that goes around the edge, they all start coming unstuck due to the fact of obviously a lot of the winter time you're not using it. So, but these are solid wood sprayed, very well made. That is the TV, which the cover comes off. There is all your controls for your lights, pump, auxiliary TV, and also your water and your grey water. There. This is all the controls for the Webasto diesel heater. Like I said, it's got a 35 litre gas tank underneath which operates the fridge and the oven and hob, and then it's got the Webasto which runs off the diesel tank, so the gas really is not using it very much. The heater, water heater and the heating is all underneath that seat. It runs on 12 volt 240 and gas. It's got a very nice, quite a large area to work on. This pops up to do that. There's some more light switches, cupboards and everything. One thing I will say for it, it's got a lot of lights. So there are downlighters there. There are reading lights there. There's 2 more downlighters there. There's lights there, lights there. These are blue and also white. Various storage up the top there. There's also 2 more lights under there and another one above the hob. Dometic fridge. Smev 4-burner. I mean, we've had a Chasson big motorhome coach built, and we've also had a VW T5.1, and this is the best cooking arrangement. We didn't have an oven in either of those. We had a grill, I think a 3-burner hob. In the VW we only had a 2-burner hob and a grill. But when you do like a month in Spain or anything like that, it is nice to have the option of the oven. You get a bit fed up with just having certain types of meals. You can buy, obviously do your own pizzas, and anything that needs to go in the oven can be cooked in there. There's various storage here. I modified this. I think they do it now, but there was nothing in here to put knives and forks or anything, so I put an aluminium rail in and bought this to fit it, so they're all out the way. There is the 2 gas valves that you can turn off here rather than underneath the floor there. New plates and everything that haven't been unpacked yet. There's a bin here. Said. So this is the bathroom. So it's got various cupboards up there. It's got cupboards down here. Loads of storage really. It's a ceramic bowl toilet, Dometic. There's another cubby hole here, which has got obviously some wipes and toilet rolls and things. The floor in the bottom of that cupboard does remove, so you can actually put stuff underneath here, right down the bottom. The door is held back by these catches, and obviously just seals off the bathroom. I'll probably get some comments about my filming prowess on here, but that's that. The blinds are all basically, you've got the mesh and you've got the sunscreens. Up here you've got the skylight. Which just undoes on the winder here. It's also got an extractor up here, which is I think 5-speed or something, but it'll draw air out or pull air in, whichever you set it to do. That bag under there stores all our bedding, so the quilt and the pillows is in there. We've got a topper here which hasn't got the bottom sheet on it. My wife's made a couple that are like a duvet that just fit over that, so it poppers together so it doesn't come undone. The wardrobe, I have modified it. The first time we went away, we had suitcases in here, so every morning I'd have to get my case out, then get the wife's case out, obviously open them up, which was a complete pain, plus the fact they were quite heavy. So I bought this thing. it wasn't made to fit in here. I had to cut it down, but this allows us to put our clothes in here. The only thing I had to do was to modify this one to allow it to fit around the TV aerial rod, which is in there. But yeah, I just ground a little chunk out of it and put a brace in it, and it works fine. All the electrical stuff is all behind there, but obviously I can take all these shelves out, and if necessary get to anything. It's a 2-minute job. Obviously, if I need, behind that back panel is most of the wiring for the camper. It all comes up the back there, but again, if necessary, I could take this out and get at that. But I should be able to do everything I need to do just by removing the shelves. But as I say, when we had 2 cases in here, it was a complete pain in the backside. And this bungee just stops everything rattling around, really. The bed, basically, you pull this out. There is a locking catch down here. You pull it out to here, lift this up, pull it forward, and it all drops down. And this bit comes out, and the backrest drops down into the space. The table that comes with it, it's got the pole, so there's a big table under there, comes with a pole and the firearmer feet, but there is also an S pipe under here which will go in here, so that when these are turned round facing each other, you can have a small table, which is the one I said is up here, just in between the 2 front seats. The front screen, I know they do blinds and everything, but concertina blinds, but I'm not so sure they're a great idea. They look quite fragile to me. And they also make the window aperture smaller. But they do the fold out ones that go on there. On here is curtains. There's a rail going round there. They just press stud in the middle, but go round. And it really is a good idea. I think these are warmer if you're away in the colder months, but it really doesn't take long to put them out and put them away. This is a 2.2 litre diesel. I think the new one's a 2 litre, but this is a 2.5 litre, 2.2, sorry. It's got aircon. It's manual. I would have liked an automatic, but they didn't start making the automatic, I don't think, till late 2019 or 2020, so they weren't really available. The steering thing is something that the previous guy had made, from what he said, and it works very well. Goes through there, there's a padlock down the bottom.
Good anti-theft device.
Well, hopefully. Hasn't been stolen yet. But yeah, upholstery seems very hard wearing. The carpet seemed very hard wearing. It's very easy to clean, keep clean, really. And as I say, it's for the size of the van, considering it's only 5.5 metres. It's got a lot of usable space. It's not until you start getting away in them that you realise some people like to have the bed already made out, but you suffer from that quite often. Your seating is not very good. You know, you're sat bolt upright you know, with a table. So they have seats here and a table in between, and those we had in our big coach built, and then they're not comfortable, to be honest. This is quite nice in the fact of you can sit here and have the door open. We do a lot of wild camping, so this is better. I mean, the reason we got rid of the Volkswagen was when you're wild camping, you might need to make a move, or in theory you need to be able to move, and if you've got the roof up and things like that, it can be a bit. So we tended not, you know, if we was on view, we tended not to be putting roofs up and things like that, but that then means you're walking around, which my wife got a bit fed up with after a while, whereas this obviously hasn't got any pop-up roof or anything, but you could walk around in it fine. Yeah, great camper as far as we're concerned. We sort of looked at these probably in about 2014. And I think we were looking for something that was quite dazzling. So, you know, it looked really, really nice inside, and they do make a lovely job of them, but when you're away in them, that really doesn't matter. It's got to be comfortable. You've got to be able to do everything you need to do in it. This one will go into places, you know, you can get into supermarkets, you can get into McDonald's, you can do anything that really you can do with like a big work van. Obviously the bigger motorhomes you can't. I will say the transport was really, really nice. It was an auto 7-speed and it absolutely flew. So we did 5,000 miles, I think, round Spain in it. And it was a joy to use. It was just not the greatest of things to live in for a month. I know people live all year round in them. I don't know how they do it, to be honest. But, after a month we got a bit of cabin fever in it. It's nice having the separate bathroom and toilet. In the VW we had to wash in the sink, and we had a pull-out toilet, which obviously if you're parked somewhere where people are around, you had to pull all the curtains and use the toilet if it was, you know, night time or anything like that. Whereas here, obviously we've got a separate toilet. You can close the door if need be, but really you just pull a couple of blinds and leave the door all catched up. But generally this is very well made. Like I say, it's all wood. It's not a lot of chipboard and things in here. Like I say, it's very hard wearing. It's very easy to use. Yeah, and it's served us well, really.
We're looking forward to some more trips this year.
Yeah, looking forward to some more trips. I don't know if we'll be going abroad because we've got dogs, and we've got to look into that. But from what I can see, you have to have a dog health check or something, which is ranging anything from £99 to £300 or something, and it only is for that journey you're away. Whereas obviously before we had
pet passports,
which, you know, ran for quite a few years. I think they were 5 years, was it, or something like that. But yeah, overall it's very, very good. Transit drive's all right. It's pretty good on fuel. It's not excessive on fuel. I mean, I think we have had it. It's doing nearly 30, I think, on a sort of a reasonable speed up the motorway in the summer. Obviously winter time round town it's not going to do that. But no, it's very good. Everything works well on it. Nothing's really failed. The only thing that failed was, like I say, the fridge decided to just not keep the pilot alight. It would light, but the pilot wouldn't stay alight, and I sprayed some electrical cleaner into the selector switch, which does the 12 volt 240 and gas. Give it a few turns, and that decided to start working again. I originally thought it was a bit low on gas, because we are extremely low on gas. If I show you here, this just tells me how much is in the gas tank, and it is low. So originally I thought it was low on, but just too low on gas, but the hob was working fine, so but we've managed to get that all sorted out. This is the Webasto, so this does hot water or heating or both. You just set the temperature. I mean, I'm not going to explain how this all works because it's quite complicated anyway. I generally have to get the instructions out, but just for normal stuff, it all works fine. If I put it on here, so you've got heating for the cabin, you've got the hot water, so these can be individual obviously, and then you've got cabin heating and hot water, both of those. But yeah, that runs off diesel, so as long as there's diesel in the tank, it's fine. Yeah, so I said that was the gas. This is the solar panel, so it's telling me at the moment it's 100%. I think these Murvis come with 2 batteries under here as standard. I will be corrected on that, no doubt, but this has actually got 3, so I can only think the gentleman who bought it spec'd it to have batteries, but this is a 2016 and they are still perfect. I think they're Banner batteries, but yeah, they're still perfect. Stereo from the front, all comes through to the back. There's a speaker there, and then there's a speaker on the other side. 240 socket. There's 3 there, 1 here. Then there's a 12-volt socket up here. So there's 3 there. This is just a sliding window, which is handy, just over the sink there. Obviously there's the window there. I did say it's got mesh and sunscreens. It's got an outside LED light which is switched from here. So that is switched from there. The wind out pole for that, for the tie armour awning. It was originally just rolling around next to the sofa or tucked behind the driver's seats and all that, but it was starting to get on my nerves, so I bought a couple of copper pipe clips there, and there's just a little Velcro here. These were already on it, but I just thought to myself, it fits in there, marked it out and just put that. So this is out of the way. Again, wild camping, we don't tend to use the awning a lot, but if we go onto a site or if there's dozens of people on a beach or something like that and they've got them out, then we tend to do that. But other than that, the awning doesn't really get used. But yeah, that's it really.
Yeah.
Again, the colour was not our choice. This was just as we bought it, but it's actually growing on me. I quite like it now. The VW we had was silver and the coach built was white. Yeah, but it is only 5.5 metres long, so to park and everything else.
Yes, very easy to park. You can park
So
in a normal
not a
car park.
quality video, but
Yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed seeing our Murvi, and hopefully we'll be doing some videos of some of our trips out in her. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye for now.